What's up, Bills Mafia? You already know the Buffalo Bills are locked in this offseason, working harder, grinding longer, and making the moves that'll hopefully bring that Lombardi Trophy home to Western New York. This team is laser focused on improvement from top to bottom because we all know being good enough just doesn't cut it anymore. And as we continue building toward a championship, there's one storyline heating up fast that we absolutely need to talk about: the contract situation with James Cook. Before we jump in, if you love the Bills and want more real talk like this, exclusive updates, breakdowns, and behind the scenes analysis, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss a video. It really helps the channel grow and it lets me keep bringing you the content Bills fans deserve. All right, let's dive in. So here's the deal. James Cook just wrapped up a monster season. Over 1,000 rushing yards, leading the league with 16 rushing touchdowns and tacking on 2 more receiving plus 3 more in the playoffs. He's become the kind of weapon most teams dream about. And he's only 25 years old. But despite all that production and value, James Cook doesn't have a new dig. While guys like Josh Allen, Khalil Shakir, Greg Rousseau, Terrell Bernard, and Christian Benford have all inked fresh contracts, Cook, who's entering the final year of his rookie deal, remains on the outside, looking in. That's a bold move by the front office, especially considering how vocal Cook has been about wanting a payday that reflects his impact. We're talking $15 million per year, and he's made it clear. Now here's where things get interesting. NFL insider Ian Rappaport recently went on the Pat McAfee show and dropped this bomb. It's not great, he said, about the relationship between Cook and the Bills. I would not describe it as great right now. He will play for the Bills next year. I know the negotiations didn't go great. I do know he's a player the Bills would like to have in their future. But as of right now, this is not in the greatest place. That's not exactly comforting to hear. You want your star playmaker happy, confident, and locked in. And the fact that Cook reportedly listed his Buffalo home for sale? That's only adding fuel to the fire. But before we hit the panic button, there is a silver lining. Bills general manager Brandon Beane addressed the situation at the NFL owners' meetings. And while he didn't reveal any groundbreaking updates, he made it clear that this story isn't over yet. Here's what Beane said: "I love James. Proud of his success just like these other guys that we got extended. I don't talk about negotiations. I would say his reps and him did put it out there that we did talk, so I'm not sharing anything new. It didn't lead to anything as far as closing in on a deal, so we moved on to the guys that we're on the same page with. At this point, we're on to the draft. I don't see us doing deals anytime soon. We're going to focus on the draft and getting our cap in order. So in other words, not now, but maybe later." Beane hinted that once the NFL draft wraps up, there might be a renewed effort to get a deal done with Cook. That's the silver lining here. Right now, it's about timing and financial strategy, not necessarily a broken relationship. While all this James Cook news is swirling, the Bills are also making moves on the defensive side of the ball. One name that's flying under the radar? Jamarcus Ingram. He might not be the most talked about guy on the roster, but Ingram is quietly turning heads in Buffalo's secondary. The undrafted corner out of UB played in all 17 games last season, primarily on special teams and in specific defensive packages. But what really stands out? The dude made 2 interceptions in his first NFL start, filling in during week 2. And he hasn't started again since. With Kyer Elam now gone and Rasul Douglas still a free agent, there's a vacancy on the outside next to Christian Benford. The Bills did bring back Dane Jackson on a 1-year deal, but there's still competition. And don't be shocked if Ingram makes a serious push. GM Brandon Beane even hinted at it. Jamarcus has played significant minutes for us, done good things. He's also shown the ability to go in and play nickel for us as well. He's one of those chess pieces like a Cam Lewis that we've played all over. Plus special teams. It's clear the front office sees his versatility as a major asset. So while fans are clamoring for a new corner in the draft or a vet via free agency, the real answer might already be on the roster. So what do we make of all this? We've got a franchise on the cusp of greatness. Josh Allen just won MVP and the Bills are still a legit Super Bowl contender. But contract disputes like this with James Cook can disrupt chemistry fast. You can feel it. Cook wants to be paid and he wants respect, and honestly, he's earned it. But at the same time, the team is balancing a tight cap and has multiple holes to fill, especially on defense. They're trying to do this thing the right way, by building through the draft, keeping their core intact and not overextending themselves financially. And that's not easy. If the Bills can navigate the next month wisely, get through the draft, assess the roster, and circle back to Cook, there's a path here where everyone wins. Let's start with a name most of you know, Dalton Kincaid. But the version we saw in 2024, not quite the breakout star we expected after his record-setting rookie season. Kincaid ended the year with 44 receptions for 448 yards and just 2 touchdowns. A big drop-off, considering he was targeted 75 times and was second only to Diggs in looks. And yeah, we all remember the AFC Championship drop. That one stung, but here's the thing. This kid still has the tools, and the Bills brass isn't giving up on him. General Manager Brandon Beane was honest about Kincaid needing to bulk up and improve his play strength, especially in comparison to Dawson Knox. But what that really tells us? The team is invested in his growth, and they're counting on him to be a major part of this offense. With a full off season to reset, work on his strength, and learn from the adversity of 2024, expect Kincaid to come out hungry in 2025. He's still got elite hands, a tight root tree, and chemistry with Josh Allen that just needs a little polish. Next up, safety Cole Bishop. Now, here's a guy who quietly impressed last year. Let's set the scene. Bishop only started 4 games in 2024, but by the time the postseason rolled around, he was on the field making plays. In the AFC Championship game against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, Bishop led all players with 10 total tackles, 9 of them solo. That's not just impressive, that's next level awareness and hustle on the game's biggest stage. Yes, he made some rookie mistakes early, who can forget? The blown coverage on Nico Collins? But what matters is how you respond, and Bishop showed incredible growth. With DeMar Hamlin re-signed but likely transitioning to a backup and special teams role, and with Micah Hyde's future uncertain, Bishop is being groomed as the anchor of the future for this secondary. Brandon Beane even said, "We're going to count on Cole." He's going to have every chance this year. And let's be real, if he can hold his own against Mahomes in January, imagine what he'll look like after a full off season of first team reps and experience under his belt. Finally, let's talk defense again. And this one might just be the biggest surprise package on the 2025 roster, Javon Solomon. You might not have seen a ton of him last year, and that's fair. Solomon only notched 13 tackles and 2 sacks. But look deeper. This guy isn't your average depth piece. He's Troy University's all-time sack leader, and he's got that relentless motor you love to see in a pass rusher. Now here's the kicker. Michael Hurt, the big free agent edge addition, is suspended for the first 6 games of the season due to PED violations. That opens the door wide for Solomon to get real snaps early in 2025. The Bills also brought in Joey Bosa, but we all know Bosa has had injury issues. Solomon could be that next man up who seizes his moment and never gives the job back. He's strong, twitchy, and explosive off the edge, and he's got everything to prove. This could be one of those classic Bills stories. A young, overlooked guy stepping into the spotlight and wreaking havoc. Why? This trio matters. Now, let's zoom out for a second, Bills Mafia. The Bills had an incredible regular season in 2024, and Josh Allen walked away with league MVP honors. But the roster was light on superstars. Allen and Deion Dawkins were the only Pro Bowlers. That tells you one thing. It was heart, grit, and unexpected playmakers that carried this team. Heading into 2025, the Bills don't need flash. They need guys to step up when it matters. Guys like Kincaid, Bishop, and Solomon could change the trajectory of this team without the league even realizing it until it's too late. All right, Bills Mafia, you've heard the scoop. Now I want to hear from you. Should the Bills pay James Cook right now, or should they wait until after the draft like Beane suggested? Do you think this relationship can be repaired, or is there a real risk he walks next offseason? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one, and I'll be featuring your takes in a future video. And hey, if you got value out of this update, smash that like button for me. It really helps the channel reach more members of the Mafia. And if you haven't already, subscribe for non-stop Buffalo Bills content all year long. We're on the road to the Super Bowl, and I'm bringing you along for the ride. Thanks for watching. And as always, go Bills!